Good afternoon. I'm meteorologist Ryan Leach, and this is the National Weather Service Missoula planning briefing for March 4th. All right, just to start off, we'll take a quick look at our matrix as an overview. For Friday, the only impact we really have on the roads is going to be for some ponding of water. We're looking at some very warm temperatures, and we expect some melting, so I'll talk a little bit more about that. And then we're going to go through a pretty big change in the weather. We've been pretty warm here for the last few days. We're going to cool down and get back to some more active spring-like weather, and that's going to have just a lot of this occasional or chance of snow at past level type impacts. Pretty minor, that's why it's marked as yellow in the low impacts. But I will point out Monday here, where we are expecting to have the potential for some valley snow, and I'll talk a little bit more about that as well. So here's a current satellite image, and it just kind of shows the weather systems we have coming up. First off, we have this broad area of troughing or lower pressure out here in the Pacific. And what's going to happen as we head into the weekend and early next week is there's going to be a sort of a shot of cold air that comes over the poles and reinforces this cold air and kind of kicks it into moving off to the east and through our area. And we're going to see that first a Saturday afternoon when we have a cold front come through, which is going to be the first wave of that transition to some cooler temperatures and more active weather. And then later in the week, sort of the core of this low is going to move into the western U.S. And there's quite a bit of uncertainty with whether it takes a track like my highlighter is right now and sort of comes across southern Idaho and Wyoming, which would be a colder, snowier solution for us, or if it sort of comes into the west and then dives a little bit to the south, just leaving us in sort of a cooler and showery, but less snowy and less impactful scenario. So we'll talk about those here in just a minute. First of all, the warm temperatures on Friday, we're looking at temperatures in most of the valleys of western Montana, the lower valleys anyway, near 60 or into the upper 50s if you're up north. And then some of the higher elevation valleys, we're looking at the 40s to 50s, looking at 56 in Butte. And as we head over to Idaho, it should be quite a bit warmer there. We're looking at a high around 66 in Orofino and 62 in Grangeville. And then, of course, if you get down to Riggins and some of the lower elevations, they'll be pushing that 70-degree mark. There is quite a range of uncertainty in these temperatures, or it's really just going to depend on sort of how much snow you have around your area. If there's a lot of snow, then you'll be a little bit on the cooler side as some of that melting snow soaks up some of the heat. But if you've got a lot of bare ground around, you'll be on the warmer side of the temperatures. So that's kind of why we're looking at Reagan's being maybe getting up as warm as 70, and some of these places like Orofino being in the upper 60s. Of course, that's going to be really unusually warm up here, also in northwest Montana. Even though the temperatures are a little bit cooler, it's still a bit more unusual for it to be this warm up there than some of the warmer temperatures are farther down south. And with that, we're expecting to have quite a bit of snow melt. Right now, the main impact that'll come along with that is just going to be some runoff, some ponding of water on the roads and in fields and stuff like that. Nothing too big, but just all the usual impacts we have in the spring that come with that, like mud and the potential for some rocks and stuff to start moving, a little increased runoff. Overall, though, at nighttime we're going to be getting back down into the freezing temperatures, so that should kind of help moderate it so we don't get too much runoff. So again, pretty low impact, just kind of warm and wet on the ground at least. And then Saturday we're looking at a cold front that changed to more active pattern. There's not going to be much of an impact from that, but we're looking at our potential next big impact coming in the middle of the week. So probably somewhere around the Tuesday, Wednesday time frame is our next potential for some significant snow. And this is sort of a middle of the road forecast we have right now for Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. And some of the key places to look at would be like Lolo Pass would be 3 to 4 inches, and Lost Trail Pass we're looking at 4 to 6 inches. That's a middle range forecast. A lot of these other areas, 1 to 2 inches Marias Pass. A lot of places up north, we're mainly just expecting to have some snow showers coming through. Daytime highs are going to be in the 40s almost across the board, maybe even down into the 50s down in central Idaho. So not expecting much in the way of accumulation, probably going to be melting on the roads and stuff during the day, but with the exception of some of these high mountain passes. So the main impact will be up at the passes, a little bit of snow, early in the morning or the evening hours down in the valleys, not much impact during the day. So again, that's a middle of the road forecast for that time period. On this graph, we've got kind of a chart I picked out: Lolo Pass and Lost Trail Pass. And when I was talking on the satellite about we're not sure where the track of that big low pressure system to the west is going to move when it moves through, I'm just trying to kind of show some of the uncertainty that results from that, not knowing exactly what the track of that low is going to be. So this is looking at the Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. In any case, we're looking at that low pressure travel to the south of us, and sort of the northern edge of the area that'll be influenced by that would be maybe some place like Lolo Pass. So we can see sort of the timing would be the vertical bar right here is Tuesday morning. So we're looking at Tuesday night, Wednesday morning for our period of the heaviest potential snow amounts, and we're looking at around an inch in about 6 hours in this chart for that. If we look down here on the bottom, that just gives us the probability of reaching certain thresholds. And so there's a 69% chance of getting 1/100th of an inch of snow or less. And you can kind of turn that on its head and say that's a 30 or 31% chance of getting no snow in that 24-hour period. So there's, that covers that range. 30% chance that there's no snow. At the other end of the spectrum, we're looking at a 15% chance of getting 6 inches or more of snow. So there is, I guess, what you'd call an outside chance that we're going to have a more impactful type snow up at the pass level for the middle of the week. But there's, again, still quite a lot of uncertainty. We're looking at 30% chance of no snow at Lolo Pass compared to 15% chance of 6 inches or more. If we go a little bit farther to the south, there's more confidence that we're going to have some impacts in that area. Again, though, we're looking at the heaviest snows most likely occurring sometime late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning right now with the forecast. Also, you'll notice on this middle chart here, you can see this white right here in the middle. That shows an increase in confidence that there will be some snow. So we're looking at about a 75% chance that there'll be an inch of snow, at least. And that shows up down here. It's actually, I guess the exact number is 77%. So Lost Trail Pass, there's only about a 1 in 4 or 25% chance roughly that there's no snow at all with this. So we're looking at a 3 in 4 or 75% chance roughly that they get some snow. And with that, there's a 10% chance of getting 8 inches or more down at Lost Trail Pass. And that's very, very much doable this time of year, especially with a cutoff low system like this. It's just a matter of how far north or south that system travels. So for middle of next week, stay tuned in to the briefings and to the forecast to sort of see how this evolves and which direction our confidence goes for that snowfall. Longer term, with that trough starting to move into the west and a change away from this, above average temperatures to a more cooler and typical March pattern, we're looking at above normal chances for precipitation going into the 6 to 10 day outlook. And with that, we're also looking at better chances for below normal temperatures with that cooler trough over the head. Of course, most of that's going to be focused a little bit farther to the south, and this sort of hints at a pretty deep, broad trough moving across into the western United States. And basically what that means is a more active weather pattern for our area. Again, right now we're not seeing any real major systems developing out there, so this would most likely show up in the form of afternoon showers, rain, snow showers. We'd be looking at probably having our high temperatures, at least at the lower elevations, up in the 40s, with very little accumulation from snow showers during the day. If we did have it, it would be brief, and then snow at passes and a little bit more in the way of impacts from snow accumulation at night in the long term. So our next briefing will be put out on Sunday. And of course, if you have any questions, please give us a call. Our phone number is 406-329-4840. Thank you.